Hello and welcome back to the Saintly Scots. So we are in a war with Jorvik. We're in a holy war, which we have quite a few allies in. We should do all right. We're actually trying to wait for them to win another holy war so that we can then take that in our holy war. That lands. So it's all kind of fun. Strathclyde is trying to assert my title again. Well, we'll let them be. They have other problems. We'll not add to them. Okay. Right, unpause, let things continue. I'm okay if they want to continue sieging our stuff, because they should have taken war score in the other war, although it doesn't look like they do. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, they're winning their sieges, but we're also winning our sieges, so it's okay. It's come to my attention that Chancellor of Strathclyde, Chief Cingwin of Arran, has bribed and threatened his way through my domain to try and get enough people to recognise the claim of my title that he's fabricated for his liege, Queen Rhiannon of Strathclyde. They better not use it. Exactly. Exactly. I'm going to march my way down to Jorvik. Oh! Rhiannon used the claim of my title. Shock, horror. My steward, Chief Philip, tells me his efforts at praising my name and deeds have been met with great success. A small army of warriors have converged at the Garry clan, ready to serve me. I just need to make sure they have someone to fight within a year, lest they become restless. So you know what I'm going to do then? I'm going to walk around this way and just get them. I'm okay with not winning the siege immediately. I might defeat that army on the way past, actually. Right. Which we are going to do. Nice. We don't want them to merge up a larger army. And I want to merge up and get my troops together. We'll meet in Strathearn. If they could just win their other war, then I can get back to doing what I want to do. Yeah, so can you just win that war? Yeah, that's them won it. Right. So I can now go and beat up their army. Because they have 100% war score, right? Yeah, they do. Perfect. I think we're okay attacking in here. I'm not too worried about the river crossing, although I might want to attack like this instead. We still get a river crossing penalty. I'll just hold off until they win the war. Maybe we'll head down here and then maybe we don't have to take the river crossing penalty. Yeah, no river crossing penalty. They get the hills bonus, but that's a little bit better. Right. Can they just win their war? There we go. Fantastic. I was waiting for that. Oh, we lost our flank, actually. That was a lot closer than it needed to be. We lost about the same number of troops as they lost. 3,000 on each side. I mean, they had less troops to start with, but still. That's a worrying start. The conversion of Kuryavia. The tribe of Kuryavia have been converted to the Catholic faith. A group of priests sent by a queen of Bulgaria performed a great ritual in which they were converted the entire population of Kuryavia alongside High Chief Odon and many of his vassals. With this act, the people of Kuryavia have once and for all forsaken their old pagan gods. This is a new event for Holy Fury, if I understand it correctly. The gods have touched them. Their whole realm has just converted. Interesting. That's kind of neat. Anyway, we don't need to worry about that too much. Right, we'll head into Teviot Dale, which will be named that for a very short amount of time until we rename it. Right, and we can assault this down because they were all just sieged, so a nice and quick way to get a 100% war score. Assault that down. Assault this down. Right, next one, Dunbar. Assault that down. And assault the next one down. And now we have ticking war score because we have all of the provinces that we need for the war. And I'm definitely going after that army if we can. I'll wait for it to lock in. Locked in, we'll head to Northumbria. We'll catch it, and we'll defeat it. Yeah, we got him. We got him. Perfect. 100%. Offer our peace and enforce our demands. We've now taken Lothian, Dunbar, but it's still called Teviot Dale. That's okay. Right. We don't need help managing our titles, but that is a fantastic little war for us to win. Do we have 3 high chiefdoms now? No, we just have a few extra things. That's okay. So we also have all the lower holdings. I'm just going to give them away manually. It does get us some piety for giving away the churches. That's it. Bishoprics, that's the correct word. And then we have Stirling and Dunbar itself, which we need to give away. Right. We could always move the capital down here. It's not a ridiculous idea. Okay? We move the capital down this way to Lothian, which is where it should be, really. We can have Stirling as our capital. That means that we don't need to build up to a hill fort or anything. I mean, yeah, sure, we are on... It's not quite as good as a tribal bit, but if we start building this up as a proper capital, that would be... That'll get us more money than anything else as well. I think that could be a good idea to make that our capital. I mean, right now, Gowrie is pretty good as a capital. We got a few bonuses. Total income's good, but I think that Lothian has more potential in the future. Also, I'd quite like to move it to Lothian because that's my home province, so that works out pretty well. You know what? I'm going to make it my capital because I want it to be. I'm also going to change my crown focus there. There we go. We are going to make less money. In the short term, we're definitely going to make less money. Gowrie is now a lot worse. And I think I'm also going to create the duchy here if I can. Yeah. So the High Chiefdom of Lothian. Right. So that's fine. We now have all of that. So now I think I'm going to give away these other ones. So we have the Chiefdom of Moray. We could give away. But what do I want to give away? What's not worth anything? Moray's actually okay. Dunbar is down here as well. In this Gaul tribe? So the High Chiefdom of the Isles is really worth nothing. You know what? I'll give that to Edward. He can have the High Chiefdom of the Isles. Just fine. He has the Isle of Man, which isn't actually part of the High Chiefdom of the Isles, but it makes sense. He's just in charge of all the islands. There we go. There we go. He's now High Chief Edward of the Isles. Need a new spy master. Who's going to be Richard, I think. That seems alright. Okay, we also need an education for Marjorie. Marjorie can have a... I don't know. Why does she not have a learning education? That seems to be our best trait. Our threat's actually a little bit high as well. Okay, so these are still the wrong type of holding, but that's okay. It just simply means that we need to move towards getting that tribal organization done. But we can wait on that. Wait on that. Is anyone annoyed that I have the wrong type of holding? No, it probably just gives us negatives to holding it, right? Yeah, wrong government type minus 75. Yeah, that's okay. I knew it was a bad decision going in, so that's fine. In terms of other things we want to give away, I think I want to keep Ross, Moray, Gowrie. Teviotdale is fine as well. Which one do I want to... Clydesdale. I want to give away Clydesdale. Do we have anybody? We could give it to a commander. Alistair's been on most of these ones. We'll give Alistair this land. Give him Teviotdale. Not Teviotdale. We'll give him Clydesdale. New Edendale. And then that's fine. We're only one over, and that's absolutely okay. Although we could give away... Yeah, Ross and Moray I kind of want to keep for just now. Okay, new commander. That's going to be Gilpatrick. Right. It's fine. So we're now one step towards feudalism, which is definitely good. And we need to get to absolute tribal. But I don't want to get to absolute tribal until we're secure. Because being feudal makes you weaker. So, yeah. And in fact, you can see there, we've lost quite a lot of strength by not having that as our capital. Maybe I switched too early. I can actually switch back, since it's the old capital. You know what? I'm going to switch it back. We'll switch to Lothian eventually. Maybe we'll go with that. That means that our potential should go back up again. Although that didn't go up. Interesting. Maybe it's because the Isles had a lot more in it. Maybe it's because the Isles had a lot more in it. Maybe I was wrong. It hadn't actually done the calculation for Gowrie yet. Anyway, that's okay. We'll head back this way. I'm okay holding titles that are bad. I just want to hold on to them for just now. But yes, Scotland. We've almost got the proper borders. We just have one left. We have Strathclyde. Oh, look at that. We could just force vassalize them in 6 years. That's okay. I'll just unpause and let it go. Defensive pact is disbanded. We have righteous imprisonment. We can imprison our son who's trying to kill my grandson. I'm going to ask him to stop. He is my son after all. We sent him to that island for a reason. To be quiet. I still have this character of special interest of Glenn, my marshal. Why is he special interest? I don't remember ever setting it. I think I might have set it by accident. But if I didn't, then I apologize for not remembering why he's special interest. How can I rely on my generals when their understanding of warfare is so lacking compared to my own? I could teach Chief Morgan a thing or two. I'll teach him to inspire his men, as he taught everyone else, and he accepted my lessons on the art of war. I have noticed, by the way, that we've kind of, in a very short amount of time, got Scotland and England with it all. If you squint, the borders are almost right. You know, it's a little odd. The Bon Reformation. The ancient Bon religion is proving unable to withstand the onslaught of the cross and the moon. Rather than abandoning the old ways, Gael Purge-Gal Ursrung of Gush and the most powerful priests have decided to reform the Bon faith in order to defend its followers from the infidel invaders. Now organized it in a strict hierarchy with an official religious head, the Bon faith has finally defined the fundamental differences between itself and the other Eastern religions, preventing any more of its worshippers from slipping away to Buddhism, Hinduism, and their ilk. This event might put into serious jeopardy the advance of Muslim invaders in the East. They are still barbarians. So, that's a reformed pagan one. Oh, okay, so they've got all sorts of new things, in theory. I don't know if we can actually see what they've chosen as their tenants. Maybe it tells you in there. I guess you could guess from in there what they've chosen as their tenants. Unless that's a separate thing. Or they're... Yeah, because basically, I haven't said it in this series, but in religion, if you're unreformed pagan, you can click a button that's like up here and it lets you, in theory, it lets you, once you reform, have a lot of different things to define your religion. But anyway, I guess it kind of tells us in here. They've chosen a single religious head and all that. But of course, this event might also be completely scripted. Who knows? Oh, they also have a bloodline. The bloodline of Songtsen Gampo, the founder of the Tibetan Empire who unified several Tibetan kingdoms under his rule. Cool. Right. Enables sky burials. It does sound awesome. Sky burials. Anyway, let's continue. My acquaintance, Gospatrick Rose, died in a battle against Lajos. Okay. That is a name and a half. I like it. Such a wonderful bouquet. The complex blend of flavors spreads over my tongue, just as the warmth spreads in my belly. These monks certainly know how to make a fine wine. Well, obviously I'm going to visit the monastery more often, as being a drunkard. We're also a very old drunkard. We must be well pickled at this point, would be my understanding for why we're still alive. Oh, Wessex has expanded upwards. Kind of odd, because England has become a lot weaker because all their event-spawn troops have disappeared. So, and they probably have a lot of tribal land. Now Wessex is kind of the big power in England. And we're just the solid one up there in Scotland. Perfect. Our vassal now loves us. He absolutely loves us because of improved relations. He only loves us for 4 years, but I suppose if we just keep improving relations, then that's fine. Keep relations high. The anti-papacy of Pope Sylvester III has ended. Okay. Fine. So we did have an anti-pope. Do we have any more anti-popes? Oh, they would be up here, wouldn't they? Yeah. No anti-popes. We can actually request a claim from our pope here, or we could ask him for money. It might be a good time to ask him for money. No. He will not consider that because I'm already wealthy. Well, you know what? That's a fair point. But I don't like it. Anyway. Right. We'll carry on waiting for our truce to be up with Queen Rhiannon so we can get our borders right. Okay, anything else we need to be doing? We can create titles. I'm not worried about them. We have wrong type of holdings. Well, I know that. While passing judgment onto criminals from the safety of your throne, a young noble is brought before you. You quickly come to the conclusion that the man is indeed guilty. Condemning him might not be the wisest choice, as he is of noble birth. If you were to pardon the man, he might prove himself useful to you, as he would be in your debt. You know what? We'll release him. Gilpatrick. Who is Gilpatrick? He owes us a favour. Gilpatrick is a very average person. Okay, well that's fine. Oh, you made him like us more. He now likes us at plus 140. Well done. While my training has greatly improved my physical prowess and my skills in combat, it has not had a positive effect on my looks. My skin has grown rough and blemished by countless amount of old bruises and small scars. And so what? Looks do not matter. We're now uncouth. Okay. So we're an ugly, angry drunk who's fat. We're a fat, ugly drunk who's also angry. We're fat, ugly, angry drunk. Fantastic. We're just turning out great. We still have the war focus, don't we? It could potentially be time to switch that. I don't really want to do carousing, because carousing always involves far too much actually having to click around people for my liking. Family, maybe? Hunting? It might be time to hunt in our old age. I am realizing that we're an awful lot like Robert Baratheon here in our storyline. Well, I mean, apart from us, being rebels and taking over things, but the having got the power and slowly stagnating and becoming fat and drunk, then going out hunting. Yeah, it's not a great path for that to go, is it? Oh, there's a new anti-pope. I forget with anti-popes whether you can actually choose to support them or anything. I don't think you can. Forget how those work. Are there any saints yet? Nope. I think anti-popes are actually just whoever controls the anti-pope is the supporter of the anti-pope. I don't think anyone else can support them or anything like that. Anyway, it's fine. Not overly worried about it. We'll get into that later. We're not powerful enough to have to worry about anti-popes. We're still a level down and a little bit disconnected, as you can tell by the fact that we're over here. Right, new commanders. New commanders we need are... Morgan? Morgan's fine. Yeah, we'll have Morgan. Right. Continue gaining cash. I simply cannot bear the sight of my son Edward, what with his perfect body and happy life. Yeah, I did say he was the destined child, but, yeah, he's perfect in every way. Apparently, he also loves us. After seeing how much he cares about keeping a balanced diet and a healthy body, I started to wonder if I couldn't ruin him with just a few well-placed words. Oh my god, we are awful. You can say, are you sick? You look bloated today. Insinuate he's getting fat. Dear god, your bones are sticking out. Oh, that's petty even for me. I mean, it is petty, but at the same time, you could say, are you sick, Edward? You look bloated today. That's the perfect way just to knock Edward over, although he is also a craven. He's just a kind, chaste craven. He's very smart, though, and actually good at fighting if he wants to. Seems my attempts to sway my son into eating more were fruitless. Oh well. Yeah, oh well, I guess we're not going to be absolutely petty anymore. That's fine. Young Marjorie has finished her educations in the way of faith and learning. It is evident she has excelled in her studies. He's a scholarly theologian, and this pleases me. Okay, we could order her to take the vows. Basically, say she's studied the faith. She is our youngest daughter. We basically give her to the faith. You know what? I'm okay with that. I think we might do that. Yeah, we're gonna make Marjorie. She's gonna not like us for it, but she is now going to be sent off to become a nun. That's a nun, right? Yeah. Breaking the news to Marjorie was not easy. She wastes a few tears before finally understanding there is nothing she can do to change my mind, and she must simply accept her fate in seclusion. And good riddance. Yeah, there we go. She's been sent off. Right. Pope has died and been succeeded by a new pope. Hey, new pope. Any chance that you got any of that? Money? No, that's fine. Okay, don't worry about it. The adherents of the Manchean faith have steadily dwindled, and once again the Zoroastrian faith is triumphant. That's fine. How many years do we have until we can attack Rhiannon? We have 2 more years. Well, she's betrothed now to her vassal's son. That's very unfortunate for her. Right. You've managed to harm my son's opinion of me, despite that not being your job to even try and sway his opinion on me. You've just managed to, out of the kindness of your own heart, make my son dislike me more. Well, that's just not on, really. But okay, fine. My steward, Chief Philip, tells me his efforts of praising my name and deeds have been met with great success. A small army of warriors have converged at the Gary clan, ready to serve me. Fantastic. Right. The kidnappers overpowered me and made sure I could not call for help by stuffing a filthy rag into my mouth. Luckily, they did not get far with me. Chief Glenn and the guards managed to free me and capture them. Make sure they are severely punished. Yes, good job, Glenn. Also, very worryingly, someone's trying to kidnap me. Oh dear. Do I have vicious rumors? If I go and hover over someone, does he have vicious rumors against me? No. Usually if you have a look at someone's opinion and they have vicious rumors, it means that somebody's using the intrigue focus against you. That is also what means that you can be captured, but yeah. That's worrying, and I think we're going to end the episode here. Thanks for watching, see you next time, goodbye.